Okay, I think I'm back right now, yeah? So, what I have here is this, which is basically the mirror 1B. And decreased all of these parts, yeah? This guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. So this thing's like some water in it, I think, yeah? From the sink. This is pretty much dry. This is... The inside's dry, the outside might have some water left from the seams, yeah? Seems like it's dry, but yeah. So, this is the only thing that's wet, I think. I'm gonna let this guy dry in front of the fan. Let me turn on the fan here, wait for a while. So this is the fan power cord. Okay, I'm also gonna let this guy dry maybe. So, oh shit. So I can let these two parts dry together while I sand the aperture in the aperture unit thing here. So what you wanna do with this guy is you wanna put the aperture back in to the assembly bit over here. So this is held in by nothing, I think, and oh no, this thing is held in by this set screw thingy on the side, and then but you're supposed to assemble this thing outside the unit because this silver ring over here, yeah, is supposed to bolt into this ring like this, yeah. The X is the outside one, that's the inside one. See, it bolts in here, and then once it bolts in here, let me go show you a bit closer, yeah. So once this thing bolts into here, you can't access it from the inside because this side is blocked off. See, it's like metal, so you're gonna have to assemble this thing on the outside. Then you wanna push the whole assembly inside and then screw the small grub screw. So I'm again in another Zoom meeting today, yeah, because this is not the night. In the night time I do not have any Zoom meetings. Now I do.
Right.
See, so I'm gonna have to make this thing fast if I can. If I can't, then just fuck the Zoom meeting, yeah. So I'm gonna take my tweezers. I'm gonna assemble this thing. These blades seem like they're like bi-directional, which means that you can put them any way you want, yeah. So let's see if I can assemble this thing in record time. This thing has 10 blades, which is gonna mean that it's a bit harder to put together than some less bladed lenses. This goes in here. Come on, there it goes. Then you. I'm gonna go in here. Okay. You. The top ones, the ones at the top bit, are quite easy, but once you get to the number, what's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once you get to number 7, blade number 7, this thing has 10 blades, yeah, so it's gonna get harder in number 7, because number 7 actually has to go under the first blade you put in. And for every blade that does that stacking effect, the more hard it gets. So this is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this is number 7. So you want to make sure this thing is lined properly and that blade number 6 does not fall out like this one. Yeah? There you go. Then you want to just push blade number 7 in slowly, yeah? And pull the blade number 1 up by a little bit with blade number 7. If you can, yeah. If you can't, then push the blade number 1 bit in and like this. So you can actually catch the blade number 1. Then just pull blade number 1 up with blade number 7. And if you can't, that means that your tweezers are slipping on the circular cylinder thingy, yeah. So you want to find the perfect balance between your tweezers pushing the thing and your tweezers knocking the whole assembly off. So this is okay under. Now let's push number 7. There you go. Number 7 is in. Now I'm gonna do number 8. It's number 8. Ah shit. Let's push this over here. So you want to lift blade number 1 up without lifting blade number 7 up for number 8 to go in, which is easier said than done, yeah, but you can watch. So this, then push number 8 in, that's under number 7, I mean over number 7 and under number 1. Then just push it in until it finds its own groove. I think number 7 fell out. It didn't fall, okay. So let's focus on making number 8 go in. It's a bit too close. Let me take some small screwdriver here and push number 8 down by a bit. And I think number 8 is in. No, I think I wrecked the whole assembly. Yeah, okay. But I have to redo this. So see, even I, with a lot of Mir 1B experience, cannot do this in one go. Plate 1. Plate 2. Plate 3. Plate 4. Plate 5. Fuck, plate 5. Let's push these all outside, okay? Let's retry plate number 5. That's 5. This is 6. Now for this is 7, the hard one. For some reason, blade number 6 is like lifting. So let's try spinning this guy around like this, and hopefully that solves the problem. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna cut the video so I don't waste battery and also not your time. I mean, I don't waste battery or your time, yeah. So I'm gonna cut this and I'm gonna come back when I finish all the blades. So yeah, bye bye. Okay, that took a bit longer than I expected, but yeah. So this is now done. Let me line this guy up essentially, yeah. So for the Mir 1B, you open the aperture like how? Let's take the rings first. So I need to check. Okay, so for the rings you see this, yeah. This is the preset ring on the front. This is the one in the middle. They're supposed to look like this. It's the red dot. For example, you have this guy on this. You set this thing to 2.8. It gets locked. Set this thing to 16. You can move this here. So the more you move here, the more it closes up. That means it's supposed to turn here to close up, here to open. This is at 2.8, which means that you want the pin right here to be the most left facing here, essentially. So you want it to be over here. I do not want you to skip. If you skip, I'm gonna have to repeat that process the whole way around. Let's see. Go in, go in, go in, go in, go in. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Go in. Nice, 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 nice. Oh fuck. Why is it not going in? I think there's some like pins that are a bit stuck. Let's try free this guy. Free this guy. They should work. There you go. Nice. Now this aperture works properly, smoothly, and so Next thing you want to do is you want to screw the locking pin of the aperture essentially. Yeah? So this guy, wait, which one locks the aperture in? I think this guy locks the aperture in. So you want to push this guy into the side of the aperture unit and then screw it in. So push this thing right here, screw this guy in. Nice. Now I think that is a bit too small of a screw, yeah, so you want to use a thicker one, like this one maybe. Okay, nice. Now you have a completely nice and smooth aperture with no oil. That's weird, but there's no oil. Nice. So next you wanna push this guy into the lens housing thingy. So you wanna align the lens like the small cutout here with the cutout here. So for that you wanna probably hold it like, let's use a stick or some sort, yeah. Let's find this small tube if I can. Let's see what I can do for that, yeah. This. Why is my knife is 100 over there? Let's put this lens back here. Okay, let's use a marker. Markers can shoot. I mean, they should work. So, let's see. Take one of these markers. See if this is the correct size. It's close, but it's not. Right. This might be a bit big. But it works. Okay, nice. So, this you want to slot into here. Fuck, it fell out. Okay. You gotta do it while sitting down. Make sure the blades don't jump out, because then you're gonna have to repeat the whole process again. And then you wanna just align this guy. There you go, nice. Then next you wanna lock the lens, the aperture in the lens. So for doing this, you wanna find a small screwdriver like this, yeah? And then you wanna align these things, just like that. Then you wanna find a way to check if these things perfectly in there. Thing is that I'm not sure where the heck the like small grub screw goes. But I think it's supposed to be like equal on both sides, this like barrier thingy, and it should be okay. So next you want to put the small grub screw into the side of this guy. Should be in the right spot this thing. Let's see if I'm right. So try unscrewing it by a bit, and then try pushing the thing around. this is not flush, but I think I can probably force it a bit deeper. Okay. I mean, this should work, yeah. Everything's smooth. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be putting the front assembly on. And after that I'm gonna be putting the... check my Sumi thing, man. Okay. After you put the front assembly on, we can put the optics back in. So this is after this. Okay, so for this, I think you want some grease here for this thread. That's the top thread, so you wanna put just a bit. Put the grease very sparingly, yeah. Just put a bit, don't put that much. Because if you put too much, then it will just be rough. I mean heavy. Heavy and it will just leak everywhere. So that's not a good idea, yeah. Put quite a lot on the clicker because you don't want the ball scratching the thing. If it scratches the thing too much, then you're gonna lose the tactility, yeah. And it's gonna just be smooth, which is not what you want, I think, yeah, for one of these lenses. So this is okay enough. Let's take a piece of tissue. This piece of tissue is not supposed to be broken, because if it's broken and tearing in places, yeah, then you're gonna leave tissue bits in here. With this, you're just gonna smear the grease everywhere, on the threads and on the like roller bit in the bottom, yeah. That way you get like a light feeling in the aperture, but not a rough feeling. So then you want to just push this guy back in and screw. Okay, then it's quite a bit too light, I think, yeah. See? For this you wanna put a bit more grease. I think that's why they wanted to put a bit much grease on here. Because if you put a bit, like quite a little bit of grease on like this here, you're gonna just make it rough. If you make it where the grease just flows everywhere, then you're gonna make it heavy, and also you're gonna make it, what's this thing? Prone to like making the lens full of fungi and stuff like that. So that's something I do not want to have. Because fungi is grease, and grease is this stuff right here. So like even in a dry box, I do not recommend people use lens caps, and this is why. If you use a lens cap, the grease is just stuck inside the middle, yeah. But if you're using what you call this thing? A lens outside, you're gonna have to use one, because then if you don't use one, you're gonna scratch your lens up. But yeah, so this is right here, and now I'm supposed to put a ball in here. Okay, supposed to put this ball into this bit right here. So I'll put some more grease in there, so the ball sticks. There we go. Then put the ball into here. Then wipe your tweezers. And then now you want to put the click plate back in. This click plate or click leaf is essentially a leaf spring just in this form, yeah. So it holds the ball so it doesn't fall out. And then you wanna... okay, so then you wanna screw these two in. Flip over that one. There you go. Need bigger tweezers for this, yeah. This. I think my Xiaomi Weha screwdrivers are magnetic, man, so I should be using those. This is probably a magnetic screw, and that's why I think I can use this. So use this and the SL slotted 2.0. Let's see if this will work. Wait. 2.0 is a bit too small. Let's use a 3.0. I think this is like a 2.8, but the Weha kit does not have a 2.8. And it is magnetic, see? So this is why I wanted to use this. Okay. Okay, now you want to put the endpoint screw in, which is this guy right here. Let's use a 2.0, I think, so that I do not drop this guy. Okay, now and softer done, this guy is smooth and clicky. The clickiness you can adjust with the front screw in here. So if you want to make it a bit softer, yeah, you can use a lighter tension in the front. Like, let me show you, yeah. This front screw. See? If you want maximum tactility, you can use the maximum force on this guy, the front guy. See? Quite different sound, yeah? So next what you want to do is, I think you want to put the ring under this guy in. The ring under this thing is right beside the aperture hole, so you don't want to put too much grease on this, yeah? And put most of the grease on the top bit, not the middle bit or the bottom bit, because yeah, you risk making the aperture dirty and oily again, yeah, which I just cleaned up for this lens, so I do not want to do that again. On some lenses like Jupiter's, I like to leave the aperture dry because they are small and generally they're quite smooth even without any grease, but I will put grease in mirrors because mirrors, they tend to have like rougher helicoids for the focusing and aperture. I mean the aperture, the focusing is quite smooth except for this unit, yeah, because it's quite dirty. Now this seems like it's also supposed to have some grease on this inside side. So this like surface has to also be greased. The more grease you put on the surface, the more heavy it'll be. So you can adjust that by your liking essentially. If you like a dampened aperture assembly, you can put a lot of grease. If you like a lighter one, you can put less grease. Okay, I'm gonna go screw this guy down, set this thing to F16. This thing is 2 turns from the front, yeah, so I'm gonna turn this thing to the max, and 1, 2, there you go, 2 turns. And this is the part where you have to put the aperture pin back in. I'm gonna go close my crease first. Okay, then you wanna find your aperture pin, which is over here, man, yeah. So The small one's the aperture pin, the larger one is the front pin. I'm gonna put the aperture pin in first with a 2.0 pin. Okay. Then screwing this thing in. Oh shit man, this thing just fell apart. Like the aperture unit. Just hell. Let's see, what can I do with this? This blade seems like it's somehow a bit pushed to the front, yeah, which is quite odd. And one blade's completely gone, which is even more odd. So let's push this back in if I can. Push this down. There's one blade hiding inside of there, which is... Wait, where the heck's the other blade, man? Let's see. This can be pushed down. Yes, but... Where's the other blade? I put 10 in just now, so it's impossible, it's only 9. I'm gonna try solve this, and after I solve this, I'm gonna go come back. Plus, here you have 9 blades, 9 in the slots. Here you have 10, so that means there's 1 in there, but it's stuck, yeah? So yeah, bye bye. Okay, I'm back. The aperture blade is slipped, and now it's smooth again. So now let us continue with the optics, yeah? The optics. My hands are quite dirty. I think I might not want to play the optics first, but let's see. Yeah, this has some fungi. I will go play the optics until... Wait, no. I have to put the front thingy in first. So, flip this guy over, don't bang it on the table. Because I think, if I remember correctly, yeah, this optic holds the aperture down by pressing on it. And that's why sometimes this thing has fungi. This is pressed down by this, and this is pressed down by the, like, ring thingy over here. So next, let us close this thing half down. Let's shift over to a 3.0 bit. And then let's screw this front guy right here. This is the stop that allows the what you call that thing? The front ring to work, to actually limit the throw on this guy. So as you can see, this thing's now at f16. And it's only going to this much. If I go to like f2.8, doesn't move. f4 it moves a bit. 5.6 moves a bit more. 8 moves a bit more. 11 it moves a bit more again. 16 moves it this much. And a blade slip again. Fuck. So yeah, after this I'm gonna go wash my hands. Then I'm gonna go fix the aperture, and then I'm gonna go film the blade, the optical part, yeah. So yeah, thank you and goodbye. Okay, hello, I'm back. So I've washed my hands, and now I have this, which is the optics and the ring in front of the optics, which is gonna press it down. This thing's also clean now, so let's go. This I believe presses on the on the aperture, which means that it has some grease on it, yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some alcohol and some tissue. This is to remove the grease on the bottom side of this optic, and also to clean the optic itself, because the optic seems like it has some fungi on the rear bit, which is right beside the aperture, right beside where the grease was leaking, and that's why I think there is some fungi in there. So let me just cut this tissue, get some alcohol, nice, fold it out, I mean, this, and then wipe the side of the, like, a silver metal ring on this guy to remove all of the grease. Now throw this tissue away, check the optic, it's like some dirt, yeah? Now use this clean tissue to clean the dirt off. The dirt is coming off, but slowly, yeah? So it's not immediately coming off like gone. So let's put some alcohol. Okay, now let's blow this thing with some blower. And it has some dust. I remember this coating being quite sticky, yeah, so that's not a surprise for me. And what you can do to fix this is just use a microfiber cloth. Those things are really nice in like sucking up dirt, and they won't spit dirt onto the optic unless they are like broken or something like that. So let's take some microfiber cloth that I have. Hopefully this is dry enough, yeah? Because I just washed this thing, so let's see if it's dry. Wipe this guy. It seems reasonably dry, half wet, and seems to be doing okay. It's leaving quite some dust there, so maybe I'll let this guy dry first. Okay, so I'm gonna let this guy dry first, but let me explain how you put this thing back. Yeah, so you first put this ring, this optic into the front. Then in front of that you put this optic, you drop it in, then you screw this ring in really tight, cause this will hold in the aperture unit. If you don't, the aperture unit can like jump out and sometimes spit blades. So yeah, after that you put this guy in and this guy in. So let me continue drying my cloth, and I'm gonna come back when I'm done putting these three in. That thing I'm gonna do later, yeah, on cam hopefully. Okay, so this thing is done, the front bit. Yeah, I forgot to record from the middle, but so what? Now this thing is quite clean, see? If you can actually see that, yeah? So now I'm gonna put the back in. For the back, first you wanna blow the rear bit of the front optic. Then you wanna check if there's any hairs inside, especially around the aperture blades. This thing has none, so I'm gonna close down the aperture blades to f16. Then you're gonna wanna check the rear optics. Let's see if I can just blow this guy. It seems like it has some fungi still, so let's go and use some alcohol and clean this guy also, and clean this guy. I'm not gonna let you watch because this is gonna take a really long time. Look at how many Q-tips I wasted on the middle front group, yeah. So Mir 1B coatings are quite something else. My two previous Mir 1B teardowns were exactly the same. They took really long to like clean the middle optics to this like level of cleanliness. Like they're not gonna be shiny like your Takumars or your Helioses. So yeah, thank you, and I'm gonna continue, and I'm gonna show you after this thing's done. Okay, but I'm gonna show you how you put the optics in, yeah. So these things are usually quite tight, and like this one here doesn't want to go in fully. Fuck this fly, man. Fuck off. Okay, so how you do this is you take one of these small screwdrivers and one of these small things. You can use anything. You can use pliers, you can use screwdriver head, you can use this guy. All you need to do is just do this on one side, like push this guy onto the silver ring over here, yeah. This fly's fucking with me, man. Piece of shit. I'm gonna kill you after this. So let's see, yeah. Do this and tap on this thing. see, it drops on one side. Then do the same on the other side. Do this all the time until the optic actually goes in to the like ring it's supposed to sit on, and you should be done. So yeah, that is pretty much how you do this. I'm gonna continue on and finish the rear bit, and then I'm gonna come back when the whole thing's finished, and I'm gonna do the helicoid after this. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna cut the video. Okay, so I'm done with the optics, and now what's this sound? Oh, it's not music. Okay, so now I'm gonna go and start doing the helicoid. To do the helicoid thing, you have like screws on the side, and then what I want to do right now is I want to push this guy to infinity. This guy is an infinity stop, yeah, which means that I can rely on this guy to show me where infinity is. I'm also probably gonna take a photo of this, like how high it is, cause I probably am gonna forget how high it is, and I'm probably gonna like completely fuck up. So yeah, that's this. Okay, and next you wanna put like a small line where the line of this guy goes. So just on that screw. Okay, nice. Then what you wanna do next is you wanna find how you should open this guy up. So one way is you can like open the two screws up here, yeah? And then you should just be able to pull the optic out. Pull the like optic mover thingy out, the middle helicoid, yeah, the inner helicoid. Or the other way out is you can move the inner helicoid out with the outer helicoid out. This guy's quite noisy, and I think it's the outer helicoid, because the inner helicoid is the one that moves a lot, and the outer one is the one that moves not very much, but it has a lot of surface area to like produce a dampening effect essentially. So let's see. I think I want to open this helicoid up first. So let's first take my mini jacket, because this seems like a 2mm or 3mm screw, and this is a 1mm screwdriver. For anything over 1mm, I really do suggest using this toolkit. This is the thing. The MFD screw, minimum focus distance screw, is quite loose, which is a good thing, because I'm gonna probably throw this guy away. Put this thing in the parts bin, yeah, because this is useless, and it's better to have it off, because then you can actually focus closer than infinity. See, usually only can go infinity and go up to 0.7 meters, but without this screw you can bypass it to like 0.35 meters. Then after that you can unscrew this guy, which is the infinity stop screw. Once you do that, you can basically turn this thing a bit more until the helicoid pops out. And in this case it gets stuck, which is quite odd, I'd say. Okay, so it gets stuck if you force it to go too far. That means that you probably have to open the middle helicoid before you can open this guy. Okay. That means that you should not sure what the heck I should be doing. So yeah, maybe I can like try this thing on my own and show you how it's done once I'm done testing, because honestly making you watch a 2-hour long video is not something I'm interested in doing, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna put this guy back, I'm gonna see how it works, and I'm gonna come back when I can guarantee you that you can actually see what should be done and not what I'm trying to do. So yeah, let's cut. Okay, so I do think I found out how this thing actually works here. So because there's nothing really that holds this thing in, and this thing has a pin right here, yeah, which guides up and down. I think that I understand that this thing, you can't just open this thing up, but there's a limiter inside here, I think. Inside this focusing ring, which in the end does not permit the ring from like falling out essentially. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go make a scratch on the lens itself. Let's use a cutter to actually get it perfect now. You wanna make a scratch over here and here. That's with this scratch. And this scratch also has to have another scratch, which is right here. There you go. So a double scratch. Then, so what you do with these is you wanna make sure that you line the focusing ring up perfectly there. So what you wanna do next is you wanna open up this guy. You're gonna use a 1.0, I think, yeah, or 0.9, because this 2.0 is impossible. Which costing? It's impossible to fit a 2.0 or 1.5 into this guy. So you might wanna use a 1.0 or a 0.9 mil. Let me try 1.0 first. Let's try cleaning this thing up here because there's some dirt inside the screw head. Okay, now it's turning. Okay, nice. I think I'm gonna remove the things perfectly out, like fully out, I mean, so that I can like wash the ring, because the ring's quite disgusting actually, yeah. So I wanna make this thing as shiny as the front bit. The front bit I washed with like real hard soap, because you can see how shiny it is. Yeah. Just now this thing was full of grease and that's disgusting as fuck, so that's what I had to do. This thing should have 3 screws, I think, or 4 screws, depending on your lens, I think, yeah. Some might have 3, some might have 4. But most of them should have 3. So 1, 2, and there should be one more. Where's the other one? Oh, fuck, man, it's in there. So deep. Come on, yes. This lens has been relatively easy to take apart. I think it's because it's from 1998, where my other mirrors were from 1982 and 1985 and 1992 respectively. Yeah, so those things are quite a bit older than this guy and a bit more seized than this guy. Here you can see where the screws are supposed to go in, like this here, yeah, here, and something over here. Then you have screw holes, I believe, yeah, which then should correspond to the bit where this thing should be like screwed in. Let's see. So this is the focusing ring essentially, and you should have a limiter screw, which I think is this guy. This is nothing. This is, I think, empty. Let's see. It seems empty, but I'm not sure. Let's wipe this guy. Let's see. It seems empty though. Seems like some dent, not some screw thingy. This looks like a grub screw. Let's try and, yeah, it is a grub screw, I think. So this should be the limiter screw. And what you want to do is you want to push this tool in and open this grub screw out. Hopefully without breaking the grub screw, because if you push a grub screw too hard, the slotted ones, yeah, the slotted ones will die, like they'll expand, like they'll like make a V. So you're supposed to have like these grooves, yeah, essentially, in the middle. If you press this guy too hard, it's gonna like do this and it's gonna lock itself in there. So that's not what you want to do, yeah. But then if you don't press hard enough, it's gonna like strip the head. So yeah, you're essentially not really supposed to use grub screws. At least use some Torx or something like that, or some hex. Don't use these flathead grub screws. Then what you wanna do next is you wanna open this guy up, but then you have these two, yeah. So these two are opened up by this thing. Okay. And you. Then what you can do is you can like pull this guy out from either the front or the back. I'll say I'll do the back because it can't come off the front because of this limiter right here, yeah. And so you can also do, what's this? Oh yeah, you can unscrew this thing, I think. Let's see. If you can unscrew this guy, this is probably the, I'm not sure what the heck this thing is, yeah. But I think it's something that holds in the name ring stuff right here. So let's push this thing over here. And then maybe you also want to open this like screw right here off, yeah. Okay, and then you can like pull this guy out essentially. Wait. Try pulling this guy out. This thing suddenly jolts up once you're at this height, yeah. This like top ring, which is something I'm not sure why, but yeah. So oh, seems like this is the lower helicoid, and what? I do not understand how this works. This can go up, but it can't go up fully because there's this stopper screw. Then you have this guy which simply sits in there, and then at some point you can open this guy up. Or can you open up? Oh, this thing falls out. Okay. It falls out. Then you have this, which is the helicoid actually. This guy, oh yeah, understand. Okay, so then you probably want to just do this. Holy shit, this is disgusting, man. For this, I think this might be multi-entrance helicoid, yeah. So because it's probably a multi-entrance one, you want to probably like make a line in this thing, yeah. A marker won't do on this because you're gonna use a solvent to wash the grease out, and that means that you're gonna have to use an etching tool like a screwdriver. So let me go wipe my hands over here first, yeah. For this you wanna, I'm gonna mark where this thing should be, this small screw right here. So this is gonna be, let's take one cutter first, yeah. Cutter and mark a small X over here if I can. Just okay. I marked a small X right here, yeah, and the X is where this small thingy comes out. So align this and screw it in. There you go. See? Okay. So now I'm gonna go decrease all these parts, and once I'm done, I'm gonna come back with shiny parts. And yeah, I'm gonna put everything back, and we should be done for this mirror. Hopefully we're gonna be done soon because this is super tiring, man. My back is aching, my mouth is dry. So yeah, thank you for watching and see you later. Okay, we are back. So everything here is decreased. Everything is shiny, sparkly and clean. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go reassemble this guy. Hopefully, yeah. If I can actually. So there's still some fucking grease in this. So let's do a final once over on the lens bits, and then I'm gonna go and just put it together again, yeah. So let's finalize this guy. Yeah, still some grease in this one. Fuck. Yeah, I think I didn't do a good job in this part, but everything else should be okay. So let's use some alcohol. So I'm actually not done yet. Not everything is clean and shiny like that, yeah. So let's Now this part is shiny and clean. Hopefully it is, yeah? Yeah, it is. It's okay. Next, let's go. So, how does this go back together again? I'm not very sure. I think, if I recall correctly, yeah, this guy goes into this, then this goes here, then you lock this with this, then this somehow slides onto this. Yeah, that should be how it works. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go take some grease, yeah? So, gonna take this grease. Wait, let me go charge my phone. My phone is sort of on its last legs in terms of its battery, yeah, so let me just plug this guy in first. Sorry for the fan noise, yeah, this AC is quite old, so it takes some time to like spin up, and for the time it takes to spin up I'm hot as heck, so I'm gonna use this guy for a while. And here you have this thing. So this is a rough helicoid, which means that you can actually put quite a lot of this grease and it won't really affect anything except for the amount of grease you're using. So it's not going to affect that much with like when it comes to performance or weight and stuff like that, yeah. So let's continue with this guy. More. Stick a little bit more on this guy. Should be enough. And then put some on this guy. So that's the bottom, okay. Yeah, I think this camera angle is actually better than what I usually do. Usually I put the camera over here. With this, if I show something on the screen, you can actually see that, and also you can like see what I'm doing over here along this bit with the 17mm f3.5 Tokina spherical EF lens. This thing is getting sent back to the seller tomorrow, I think, yeah, or Monday. Today's Friday, because of the fact that that thing has some fog, some haze inside the optics, which usually means some separation between the groups. This is an AF lens, and I put the thing on the Z6 yesterday, yeah, and I got like an ER20 error, which means that it does not autofocus my Z6, and that's also part of the reason why I did not accept the thing and just decided to send it back. So this is now in. Okay, feels smooth enough. Now what you want to do is you want to push this like this, yeah, like until it goes in. Then you want to wipe the excess off. I put quite a lot just now, yeah, so that's why you have a lot of excess. And here you should wipe it like this, and all or most of the excess should go away. Nice, there we go. Then sides. Okay, nice. Then what you want to do next is you want to push this guy on and screw this thing on, which is next to happen now. So I'm gonna first push this thing on. You have to match this screw hole with this like a notch in here, yeah. Do this and slot it in. Just like this, yeah. Then you want to screw this thing, which I think is a retaining ring, onto this bit right here, which is, I think, easier said than done, seeing like how small the leverage is here for your hand. Then once you've already like screwed it in by a bit, you can probably continue by screwing it the whole way in. Just like this. Oh shit, I think I put this thing in a bit too tight. I mean a bit too heavy, but let's see. Let's wipe off the excess first. There's quite a lot of excess grease on the top of this part now, so I'm going to wipe this thing off. See, look at that grease. Wiping. Okay. Next, you wanna try and check if this thing is stiff or if it's just being an asshole. Okay, let's see. This. I'm not sure where the heck the grub screw has to go in there, but I assume it's sort of somewhere here. Let's try closing this grease up. I think it should be quite light after you put the ring on, but I'm not sure. So let me just put this grease away. Then let us pick some screws. The screw I want to use is, that's 3 screws. This is for this ring. This I think is the screw I want to use. So this you want to put into this hole. I'm not sure. I think it's this hole right here. Where the fuck are you supposed to put that thing? I think it's supposed to be in here. Okay. Let's try and see. Because I forgot which hole this thing came from. I mean, it threads in, which is nice. That signals that it actually works, but I'm not sure how much it works. This thing doesn't seem like it came from there. Might have came from here maybe. Let's see. With a 0.9 bit, I should be able to see what exactly is wrong. Because the 0.9 bit should be able to like go into the hole and see which hole has like an empty spot. This goes into this tip. This is club. This thing goes in. Series. Oh yeah, it's only one. Okay. So it might be on this hole. Let's try and open this guy up. And pull this guy out. And push this guy into here. And then let's try using this guy maybe. This isn't worse, man. I'm not sure why, but I think it's supposed to be the other one, which is this guy. Let's try marking this thing with a marker. Let's mark it with a dot, and then let us try to like put the top pins into the thing itself. The odd one out is this guy, which means that this should be the side pin. Okay. Fuck. One. Screw in. One. Okay. This is the 2.0 bit, yeah, but it's a bit tight, I think. Okay, there you go. It should be enough. Let's tighten it a little bit more. Okay, and then you wanna make sure this thing is not too tight, but I think it is too tight. I think this thing's not where it should be. Wait, let's see. How can that not be where it should be? It can only do that if the helicoid's not in properly. Okay. This will hit this guy. But it will not go into here. So I think I put a pin wrongly. So let's just try opening this guy up again. Fucking hell. This thing goes out this way, I believe. What the heck? Oh, I think it goes out this way. Okay, there you go. So let's take this screw back out. And let's see if there's anything I can do with the problem I have now. So let's put this guy away. I have not screwed that thing in, right? I have not, so for some reason this thing is not coming out, which is oh fucking shit, man. Wait. What the heck? This thing didn't wanna go in. I mean, didn't wanna stick there. Now doesn't wanna come out. What the fuck does it want, man? Let's build this. There's some water still in the screw holes, I see. So what can I do then? This where does it go? Yeah, I think it went in this way. So why is it so rough now? And why is this not coming out? There's a limiting screw, but it's out. It's in here. Wait. Let's see how this thing goes in. There's nothing there. Nothing in here. Nothing here too. So yeah, also I'm gonna have to stop this and stop the video. I'm gonna come back when I've dealt with this, yeah. Okay, so I've gotten this thing to a point that I actually will use it myself if I want to. Like, I mean, I will use this helicoid with this amount of smoothness, yeah. So now I'm gonna go put this thing back together again. First you want this guy, then you want to find your small screwdriver, the 1.0 bit, and then you want some tweezers, yeah. Tweezers, and then you want to find infinity. Infinity is where it's the shortest, yeah, like this. Then you align infinity with this marking right here, and then you should see those screw holes. Those screw holes should go in the screw holes on the side. This thing has no buffer, which means it goes in from the bottom. Do this, slot it in. Make sure you remember where the screw hole should go in. So infinity is over here, let's see, and this is infinity. So make sure you push this like this and find the screw hole. I'm not finding one here, but let's see. Infinity should be one screw hole over here, but somehow over here. I'm not sure why that is. If I put the infinity stop over here, what will happen? It'll go past infinity, I think. Not sure, but I think I have put the helicoid in wrong, but because I can't open this ring anymore, I have to deal with that, which is the reason why you're watching me do this, yeah. So this should go in here. No, it's the wrong screw hole. It's supposed to be on the other side. So pull this guy out. So this has not been my best CLA, I think, but at least it works. And it works better than when I got it, so that's the important thing here. And it's now actually usable, not some piece of junk. So yeah, not bad. This, make sure it's straight, yeah, and then screw it down. I think what I did with this thing is I screwed this thing a bit too much, this top ring, yeah, and that's I think why it doesn't want to work. So after you're done with that, you want to align infinity to infinity like this, and then you want to push this thing in here, and that grub screw is bothering me, so I have to find a way to push this grub screw in, or I will not have a working helicoid. Okay, but you know what, let me try mounting this thing without the screw and try breaking the bond with the focus ring maybe. So hopefully that'll work. I'm gonna cut the video again because I think this what I'm doing is wrong. So thank you and goodbye. Okay, I'm back. So this is the helicoid. It's already apart. Do I did yesterday, which is screwed the helicoid into the silver bit, and this time I put a little bit less grease in the middle but some grease on the side, so that this thing doesn't scrape on the body itself, because this is gonna scrape on the top essentially. Then what else you want to do now is you want to put this guy on here essentially, put this guy with the groove, yeah, like I explained yesterday, and then it should go in quite nice, just like that, yeah. Now you're focusing. For that you wanna go take this guy. Actually this thing might be a bit too heavy. Let's try and make this guy a little bit lighter. So for my purposes, I want a light but smooth helicoid. So I will go wipe off this thing a bit more. The less grease, the more smooth and the lighter your helicoid is, but the less smooth it will be. And the more wear there will be on the gears. So, on the grooves, yeah. So, you wanna just wipe this off. I think this should be pretty good if what you're gonna do is a minimalist grease setup. Less grease also makes fungi have a harder time to grow, yeah. So, less fungi, more lens usage. Let's see, this. Still smooth, no sound. Usually if you have no grease, the lens will make like a scratching noise. This thing is smooth and quiet, which is good. It's exactly what you want. So then you want to push this guy back on. Maybe put a little bit of grease on the like knob over there, so it doesn't scrape on the side. If you don't put grease over there, you might have some play in like a few years, yeah. So that's not what you want to do, and thus I'm gonna go loop this screw over here. Nice. Then put this guy in there. There you go. Nice and smooth. Then what you want to do next is you wanna take the silver ring out of this thing. So what I said just now was correct, where I actually put the front, this rib ring on, yeah. And then with this I had the grip to open up the silver ring. which is inside this thing. This, and this is the last one. Nice. Now I actually marked this thing, this screw hole where this screw has to go in. Yeah. So this, I believe, has to be this screw. So, wait, I mean this screw, with a small top beside it. So you want to screw this thing on up to the point where, wait, this thing goes in this way. Up to the point where it hits the top, but it doesn't squish the top too hard that it doesn't want to come out like just now, yeah. That's getting hard, so... Or maybe put it in this one. But this is wobbly. So try... do it a bit harder. It is quite loose, yeah, so you might be able to push this over here. So maybe I have to start the helicoid somewhere else. I mean this screwing action somewhere else. So it lifts off here. Start it this way, let's see where it ends up. Ends up here. Which is pretty much the same outcome, yeah. Only thing is, oh yeah, that's the same thing. Let's see if I can start a thread somewhere else. If you can't start a thread somewhere else, then you're gonna have to like force the thing in, which is not my favorite plan of action. So this for exactly to end up. Let's go. Same position. So it's only a single thread, this thing, yeah. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and these are smooth, or are they not smooth? They're smooth. Okay, so what you want to do with this is you want to screw this thing in first, I think, yeah. Because if you're not, if you have these things in, you're not gonna be pressuring the helicoid, but you're gonna be pressuring the set screws. The only problem with this method is that if you pressure the set screws too much, they will break. They seem like they're quite hard, yeah, but they might actually still break, so be careful of that. So then next you want to push this last one in. Oh. Piece of shit, man. Okay, so screw. Then next you wanna basically screw this guy into this, which is easier said than done, yeah. So let's just try and use this. This thing will have some play, but I think that's the only way you're gonna make this thing work. Yeah. Or maybe you can let the play be in there, but then you can put some grease so that the play does not make any noise. That makes sense to me. So yeah, but I think that's why it had like a ton of grease in there. So let's use this. As basically a dampener, yeah, this grease. So I think this thing was manufactured not very perfectly because of how the tolerances are essentially. Yeah. Like they drilled the top ring not where they're supposed to be drilling, so that's why in the end you have this noisy stuff happen. There. Then you... Okay. Then you screw this guy on. Use some alcohol to clean my hands, my fingers, and my Helicoid's bottom bit. And continue screwing until you find that the thing is stuck. Just like this. And this being my preferred plan of action, I'm gonna go follow through, yeah. So I'm gonna take this grab screw. Doing this should not make it wobbly, yeah. It's gonna be wobbly by a bit, but not very much. So yeah, I think we should be okay with doing this. Let's straighten the screw up with the hole, then screw you in. Come on. Dang it. Okay. One gorilla. Piece of shit. Come on. The problem with the screw is that half the head's blown off, so you have to like pressure the screw from the side, but then also not push it to the side in too much that it doesn't like sit in properly. If you understand what I mean, yeah. I mean like it's basically rubbish. So go, and they should be good enough. I'd say this is good enough, yeah. If it doesn't work that well, then I'm gonna have to like force the helicoid in. Let's see how well this works here. I'm gonna first focus down to like infinity. Then I'm gonna push this guy into here. And then try tightening this thing down. The wobble, I'd say, is okay. Not a lot, but there is some. I think if you can like make this thing screw down to the max, it'll be better off. Yeah, I think I might as well screw to the max if I can, yeah. So let's try doing that. Screw this thing to the max, you wanna mark slap this thing, yeah. Mark this side, I mean this hole. And then you want to take the screw off. Once you do that, you wanna like focus this guy to infinity. I mean to macro, yeah, essentially. Then push it back down to infinity. And then this is supposed to go bit here, which means that you want to stick this thing to the number before infinity. Like for example, you find a dimple here, yeah? Infinity is here, you want to connect it to this one. No, you want to connect it to this one. Dimple here, this right here. Okay. Line a dimple with the stud screw and then drop it in. No, I think you're supposed to line these things, yeah. So, that's not something you have to follow. I'm gonna go size up mine. Make sure it doesn't slip. Okay, then this guy. Okay, now what you want to do is you want to push this thing here, yeah? And then you want to make this go here. Which is probably going to be easier said than done. I'm going to try to do this, and if I succeed, I'm going to come back, yeah? Okay, so I found out how I can actually fix this. So I finished the rear helicoid, which is not infinity. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this guy in and finish this thing up. So first I want to use this. It doesn't move, yeah, okay, this. Then also in this time that I've been doing this, I also got an order, which is this guy, Nikon Series E 50mm 1.8. I'm gonna be CLAing that guy for this, yeah. So let's see how fast I can finish this mirror. I'm supposed to be doing the Jupiter 21M before I do the Nikon E, but because that's a customer's lens and not my own lens, I don't really wanna like postpone that guy, yeah, essentially. Whereas I can do my Nikon, I mean my, my Jupiter 21M anytime I want. So yeah. Then now use something squared or like at least something has a straight edge to see if your lens is straight. Not straight, okay. Let's turn this thing a bit this way. Then you can see that this thing is far from straight. So then you can slowly turn this top ring until it fits perfectly with the red dot on the bottom. But a little bit more, I think. Try a little bit more, a little bit more. Not too much. That's near perfect. Let's just do a little bit more of this. And that should be perfect. Not even worse. This is, yeah, perfect. Okay, nice. So then you want to tighten this guy down. Hold the bottom rings, the two front rings, I mean, yeah, not the rearmost ring, because if you hold the rearmost ring, you're gonna turn it and you're gonna mess it up essentially. So you also want to mark where these things are supposed to be with these white either markers or like nail polish. Then twist this guy down. That should work. Then use your screwdriver. Screw these things down. And for this, okay, and there you have a mirror 1B, which is smooth, clean, dry, and has clear optics. So yeah, thank you for watching this Mirror 1B video. Hopefully you liked it, and goodbye. I'm gonna soon continue with the Nikon Series E, so I'm gonna charge my batteries up and let's go again.